Nothing in this recording is intended as investment advice, and the people in this recording may hold positions in the companies they talk about. Do not make any investment based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
Hello and welcome to Zak's Traders Cafe. Today I'm joined by Jim Millen, who's chairman at Physiomics. Hi today, Jim.
Hi, Zak. Pleased to meet you.
Well, I've heard of your company for years, never spoken to you before, but maybe you can just tell us what your company does and I suppose after that, how it's going.
Sure, Zak. So Physiomics is a specialized life sciences consultancy business. We advise companies that are developing drugs. We have two main areas of activity. One is we develop mathematical models to help guide the design of preclinical and clinical trials with a focus on oncology, as in cancer treatment, but not exclusively in oncology. And then on the other hand, more recently, we've added in a further division of the company, which is focused more on biostatistics. And this is the design of trials from a statistical perspective. So the plan, the reporting, and the interactions with regulators around the statistical outcomes of trials. So in a nutshell, those are the two main areas of activity of the company, Zak.
The situation is that in terms of the news flow, seems to be better in the recent past, just in terms of your business with new contracts, etc., etc. Is that the direction of travel at the moment? Is the business expanding, booming, etc.?
Yeah, so we do seem to be at a positive inflection point at the moment, Zak. So as you've correctly observed, just recently we posted our highest ever first half income, which I think was around 50% up on the comparable prior period. Market expectations are for us to deliver our highest ever year of total income as well. And I'm pleased to say that we believe we're on track for that currently also. So yes, I think things are looking up for the company. There have been a few years that have been difficult for all life science companies, I think over the last 5 years in particular. And because we're a services business and we serve at the pleasure of companies that are actually developing drugs, then when they are starved of capital, then that kind of filters on down the line. So that's created a few difficult years for us, but we do feel like we're turning a corner, and I believe that our recent results are evidence of that.
So you're turning it a corner in terms of in the business. Your share price has also turned a corner. You're up 66% so far this year, which is quite a result in current market conditions. If one looks at the recent RNSs, there is the R word, requisition,
Yep.
And so it sort of implies that for somebody who's not looking at doesn't know the company that well, that even though there's a turnaround, maybe some people think there should be more of a turnaround or they could do better.
Yes, well, I guess that goes without saying, Zak, and many of your followers may have been following what's been going on at the company. It's all been very public. So an activist shareholder, Mr. Mike Whitlow, around about a month ago, served us with a requisition notice. And as you say, the effect of that would be, if passed, that the current board would be replaced by a new board. Obviously, perhaps not obviously, but I'll state it for the record, we don't believe that that would be in the best interest of the company. And if there's one message that any of our shareholders should take away from today, it's simply please get out and vote. So just as with a general election in a company, once in a while you have an opportunity to really make a difference to the way in which your country is governed. Well, that's the case with Physiomics right now. So next Wednesday, there'll be a general meeting at which the proposed resolutions will be voted upon. And I think it's really important that everyone has their say. So I would encourage shareholders to get out there and vote, whichever way you want to vote. Obviously, it's the board's recommendation that resolutions are rejected. But I think the important thing is that people have their say, just as in a democracy.
But from your perspective, it's as if this requisition is actually happening just as you're turning the corner or just as you're getting to the promised land, which is maybe not it's an inappropriate time. Maybe last year would have been more understandable the year before. Was that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, I think that's. I think you've really hit the nail on the head there, to be honest, Zak. So it is a delicate time in the company's life, and we don't believe this is the right time to rock the boat. There's also a number of other reasons why we don't believe that the proposal is in the best interest of the company. The individuals concerned don't appear, from what we can see, to have any relevant life science services experience. We haven't seen any evidence of a plan, even a high-level plan, as to what they would do with the company. And they're also all connected parties. So, as you know, it's best practice for a board to have some independent representation, people who can think independently of one another, whereas all of the individuals named in the requisition notice are connected in some way. They've worked together before, or they're working together currently. So, for all of these reasons and more, we strongly believe that this wouldn't be the right way to go for the company, and we're recommending that people vote against it.
So the people who, if you are voted out or there's a negative vote for you, we don't actually know what the new people would do. I mean, they could turn you into a supermarket, or they could turn you into a mining company. We don't know anything.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to speculate, Zach, and I have no reason to think they would do that. I sincerely hope that they are interested because they see the real potential that Physiomics has, and they're looking to come in and continue the work that we've been doing in trying to continue the upwards trajectory of the business. But as you say correctly, we simply don't know because they haven't told us. I don't believe that they've told shareholders either. So for us, it feels like a risk.
It's a shot in the dark versus hopefully an improving situation that you have at the moment.
Precisely.
On that note, Jim Millen, Chairman at Physiomics, thank you very much indeed.
Pleasure, Zach. Great to speak with you.